While war rages in the Middle East, the U.S. House is at a virtual standstill as the Republican conference works to elect a new speaker. Congressional action is essentially stalled until that vacancy is filled. CBS News congressional correspondent Nikole Killion joins us now from Capitol Hill to discuss. Okay, Nikole, catch us up. Has there been any movement in the GOP effort to find a person who can get 217, 218 votes?
Well, I think both Majority Leader Steve Scalise and Jim Jordan think that they are getting closer. They really have been making the rounds all day today ahead of a candidate forum this evening, meeting, for instance, with members of the Republican governance groups. That is a group of lawmakers who represent a lot of swing districts. They also met with members of the Florida congressional delegation as well as the New York delegation. And so both leaders, we caught up with both of them, and they say they feel pretty good about where they are.
Where do you think you are on votes, sir?
I think we're good.
We're doing great and have a great support from all of us.
So they continue to meet with members, of course, at this candidate forum. They will both make their individual pitches about why they think they are best positioned to become the next speaker. One person who now appears to be taking their name out of the running is the former Speaker, Kevin McCarthy. As we know, he said last week that he would not run again, but then he seemed to leave the door open yesterday when he said that it would be up to the Republican conference to decide whether or not to nominate him again. And late today, he said that he is now asking members not to nominate him, although I did talk to a few late this afternoon who say they are still behind the former speaker, but unclear if anyone is going to put his name in the hat officially.
So still a bit of a will he, won't he when it comes to McCarthy. I know that the two front runners are expressing confidence to you and to other reporters. They have to do that. But how confident are the members that they are going to be able to select one of these individuals or someone else by Wednesday?
Well, as you know, Nancy, it remains a very fluid situation. As of now, we are expecting the Republican conference to convene Wednesday and hold an internal test vote. There are some who believe this can all be wrapped up tomorrow, and then there are others who say that they need more time. Congressman Max Miller telling reporters last night that he feels that they should have an extra week to try to work through some of their issues. I did catch up with a few members who plan to attend this candidate forum to get their take on what they're looking for in the next speaker.
Then what do you want to hear from them tonight?
Well, and obviously I'm interested to know what they feel like the direction is in the immediate future. That's going to be very important. And also, as you all know, health care is extremely important to me.
I'm not voting for anybody until I see a plan. We were stuck over in the conference room, not being able to do anything for the people.
Members have a lot of concerns, whether that's fiscal matters, whether that's the issue of rules. A lot of members are calling for changes in this motion to vacate where any one member can oust the speaker. So a lot of members want to see change behind that. And then also, of course, as you know, Nancy, we're also facing potentially another government shutdown next month if no action is taken. So there's also questions about what these two leaders, how they might approach that situation. Will they adhere to the deal that Kevin McCarthy struck with the White House earlier this year, or will they go in a different direction? So there are a lot of questions that are still unresolved, which is why this could either be wrapped up quickly or be drawn out.
And obviously Congress can't do anything on Israel aid or anything else until there's a speaker. So how frustrated are members about that? And how are they feeling about the potential debate to come over Israel aid, Ukraine aid, or both?
Yeah, well, there are a lot of questions with respect to that as well. Certainly I think there's a general consensus among members, both Republican and Democrat, that action needs to be taken as soon as possible with respect to Israel. We already saw, for instance, House Foreign Affairs Chairman Mike McCall introduce a resolution today condemning the Hamas attack against Israel, also reaffirming Israel's security, and also pressing for full enforcement of U.S. sanctions against Iran, which some have suggested may have had some involvement here in this attack. So that being said, even something like that can't be acted on until there is a speaker in place. And of course, you can't even have a discussion about aid either without a speaker in place. So there are many members who that's one of the reasons some members do want to get this wrapped up so they can carry on with the business as it relates to Israel and as it relates to funding Ukraine, some suggesting even those two should be tied together. Other members opposed to that.
Now, this House situation now becoming not just a national issue, but an international issue, at least when it comes to Israel and Ukraine. Nikole Killion on Capitol Hill, thank you.